I don't cry. Oh, I don't want to cry. Oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna like I can't even be at that point anymore where I'm like, oh my God, this is everything that's going wrong. And- but I'm so emotional right now, so I'm not gonna cry. But 'cause this is just a little. I mean, it's a video diary type vlog type thing, but I still don't want to cry. I just feel like no, it's not necessary. I've cried enough tears, and either I'm gonna figure this shit out or I'm gonna die. That's just the end of that. Um, and I really don't want to talk so much about what exactly is going on because at the end of the day, like this is my life. I've been dealing with this shit since I can remember. Like, unfortunately, mental illness and mental health awareness is not as prevalent or considered as like serious in the Black community. And I think a lot of that has to do with projection on the adults' part because it's like if they're not taking care of themselves or they feel as though they can't take care of themselves, how are they going to prioritize taking care of their child? And I know people say all the time to me, but that's what you do for your children. And yeah, of course it is. But at the same time, we also know that people do what they have the capacity to do. So it's like, as frustrated as I am, that can I help you? I'm not playing right now. I'm just doing my makeup, man. Take a nap. But as frustrated as I am, that I'm like dealing with the consequences of that disadvantage from childhood. Like I can't hold on to that because I'm hearing it and I'm responsible for it and I can't, I know who I can and can't depend on at this space of my life anyway. And not even necessarily, because people are bad people or something is wrong with them or they're mistreating me or something, but just because that's the way the cookie crumbles, bitch. Like everybody is not for everybody. Everybody don't know how to handle everything. And when you're dealing with human beings, like shit gets how it gets. It's unpredictable. You can't control it. You can't dictate it. You can't anticipate for real. You just gotta expect the unexpected and not put nothing past nobody. Because being human beings, we all have limitations. We all have imperfections. And just like I'm fucked up, I deal with it how I deal with it. The next person's fucked up, they deal with it how they deal with it. So it's like, what you gonna be mad about? What you gonna discredit or criticize or talk shit or look down on people about that for? Because like the same way I may feel like people are not able to show up for me or be reliable for me, whether they don't, won't, or can't, they could be looking at me the same way. And I would hope that they don't take that as a determining factor of like my value or my worth as a human being. And I'm not going to do the same to them. You know, we may have to evaluate people's place and spaces in our life when shit like that happens, or we may have to readjust and rearrange some things. But at the end of the day, this is my life. Like, I'm going to die by myself. I'm going through shit by myself. So, like, I can't really use what the fuck I'm dealing with and people's lack of, I guess, preparedness or tolerance for the shit that I'm going through. To really, fuck up the flow of shit over here because I can't do it. Like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I have no idea how to do it. Um, I'm trying to learn how to deal with being neurodivergent and being untreated for my whole life and not having the right therapies and guidance and structure in place. I'm trying to figure all of that shit out by myself. So I fuck myself up even more if I continue to approach things from a negative perspective. So yeah, I do have a chip on my shoulder. And yeah, I am traumatized and I do have wounds that I'm still licking. I do have scars that are still very visible for the world to see. But again, I'm gonna either figure this shit out or I'm gonna die. And I'm a really soft girl who has not had the opportunity to live anything of a soft life. And that's really rough. And I'm not gonna not be soft because life refuses to allow me to experience softness. Because at the end of the day, that's who I am. That's who I am. That's who the fuck I am. So like the fuck are you gonna do about it? Accept it or get the fuck on. And that's where I'm at with it at this point. Because I have to be honorable to me. I have to honor me. I can't be in spaces where I'm background or I'm not even a factor. I can't I can't tolerate those spaces anymore. Not at this time. Because at the end of the day, that's a part of life. Like you're not gonna be special. Rather, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna be special to anybody else outside of you. It's not guaranteed that anybody else is going to see the value and the importance of you and what you have to bring outside of yourself. But when you never even had the opportunity or the space to build up that true uh, foundation of self, you've always known deep down, but it was never nurtured. That foundation was never nurtured and had a place to truly grow and stabilize. You find yourself constantly questioning. And then the issue I have is when I'm trying to, because I'm a strong girl, regardless of all this tears and bullshit. I'm a very strong girl. I take a lot of shit on the chin. I may complain about it, but people do not know the half. And then when I do, it's like I'm being chastised for not running to them like a little kid to be saved. But then when I'm sitting there and I need to be loved or I need to be comforted or I need to be assisted, I'm turned away. So it's like confusing for me. And it's just easier if I'm tired of this bullshit crying. It's easier for me to just like, boss up because that's what everybody wants me to do anyway, right? Like I gotta figure it out for myself and I gotta be strong and I gotta do all of these things. So like I'm gonna cry and then I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna die trying. And the reason why it's that extreme is because this is my life. And it's not just about not going through trials and things like that. It's the fact that I'm literally disabled at a disadvantage. I deal with extra struggles on top of the struggles that are already there societally, systematically, so on and so forth. And that's not to take away from what the next person goes through, but that's not my life. This is my life. I don't have to live that experience. I have to live this experience. I have to figure out this life. That's not my responsibility to figure out. And even then, in that same way, if someone was to come to me about their issues, I'm able to be present and to be empathetic and to listen. And even if I don't know the answer, just reassuring someone that someone gives a shit, wants better for them, is praying for better for them, is encouraging better for them, is offering insight or assistance where and when they can. Those are things that are valuable, not finding a solution or instant gratification or just getting somebody to shut the fuck up and move on. But that's just the way that I think. That's just the way that I think. I wasn't even supposed to do all of this. I really wanted to talk about like just dealing with trying to navigate being fucking autistic and figuring this shit out on my own. Because, I've just kind of figured out it's probably not realistic at this point in time and may not even be the best decision long term to get an official, like, yeah, this adult woman is autistic. But just knowing that within myself, having that understanding of what the issue has been has helped tremendously as far as like figuring out how to go about behaving, because what a lot of people don't know, because it's really embarrassing to talk about and you would never get it unless you deal with the same things, is it's like you don't know how to be. So like everything is constantly criticized, the way you communicate with people, the way that you express sadness, anger, joy, happiness, everything is criticized and policed because it's so different or off-putting or weird from autistics. And now it's a big puddle of confusion about why are you acting like this? Why what I'm doing is weird? Well, how am I supposed to be? What is the proper reaction? What is the proper, And then it just ends up being a lot of like breakdowns and lashing out and outbursts because you're literally fighting not even with anyone on the outside, but you're fighting with yourself to try to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. That I'm not seeming to understand anything or anybody, and I'm such an anomaly or a weirdo that people can't even attempt to try and understand me. But yeah, I'm learning how to handle myself better. But it's still a struggle, especially when it comes to trying to maintain connections with people, because I'm still hitting that wall of being misunderstood and misinterpretation and confusion and feeling like I'm not really being heard and my form of expression is being policed or the words that I choose to use are being policed. And so I have to like be very careful and specific with tone and choice of words so I don't get misinterpreted as being um irrational or not realistic or not making sense when I'm not looking for necessarily a response or an answer. I'm just looking to be heard. Um, and that's not to say that people can't offer their opinions, because I feel like there's definitely a way to insert your 2 cents while still letting the person who's expressing themselves know, like, maybe I don't understand 100% where you're coming from. Maybe I'm not relating to it the correct way, but I hear what it is that you're telling me, and I see that this is something that is serious to you or important to you. So I'm here in this moment. I'm present. You need me to comfort you? Do you need me to encourage you? Do you need me to just be quiet and listen to you? What do you need in this moment to know that I'm here with you and I'm listening to you in this moment where you need to be heard? Um, this is supposed to be fun, and I'm not having fun. But I'm very determined to like not be on no bullshit today because I'm just feeling very suicidal, no lie. And I can't cry because I'm about to put this foundation on. So I need to get it together. But I'm just feeling very suicidal and not in like a woe is me way, but just in a like I don't know if I really even want to keep feeling this kind of way. Like, do I have it in me to try to figure this out some more when it's already been so rough and so hard and so discouraging? And that's not to necessarily say that it can't get better or it won't get better, but it's just so much to fight through and so much to try to figure out and to be so beat down at such a young age and to not be equipped with the proper mental tools and not even being aware of that until way later in life. It's like, do I really have the energy and the capacity? Am I capable? I don't fucking know. That's that's the truth about that. I really couldn't tell you. It's something that I really have to consider because I'm just tired, so tired and so fed up and just still struggling to get a lot of very important things that I need. Fuck the stuff that I want. And people talk so much from a privileged perspective of just do this, just do that, just do this, just do that. And I can't because I'm fighting for my life. I'm trying to make it to the next day. When I can, I take full advantage. And if you know me, you know that. And you also know that putting it in my face or whatever is not helpful or encouraging. And again, I get that people are just going to do what they know how to do from their perspective. And so, as much as it hurts, I have to be very, very aware of not allowing that to define how people feel about me, because I'm trying to, like I said, acquire the tools that I wasn't equipped with when I should have been equipped with them, because I don't want to be, a partial person. I don't want to live my life like, well, this is what happened to me as a kid, so I don't know what to tell you. Like, I got to figure it out. And I'm aware of that. The issue is that I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm capable. I don't know if I'm willing. And sometimes you just need to get that off your chest when you spend every day fighting and trying to be strong and resilient and push through. And where else would you want to do that than in spaces with people where you feel comfortable and like you relate? Because this world is terrible and people will try to eat you alive or wish negative demonic energy over you while you're already suffering, which is just prime example of how evil this world is and how sick and twisted humanity has gotten. Because I really don't believe we started out that way. I really don't believe that we have always been this people who just didn't give fuck shit about anybody else but us as individuals and getting it to whatever we want to get. Because I can't believe that, because it's like long term, how does everybody make it? And even in the end, how do you make it there with your people? Or do you just not care that you're there by yourself? I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know how that type of mentality works. So in this space of all of this like adversity and shit, I'm just really trying to do things a different way and see how that works out for me. That's one thing people used to love to say to me eons ago in my mental health journey. It's crazy because that's literally how it feels. It probably was just about 2 or 3 years ago. It feels like eons ago. It hasn't worked for you this long, so when you gonna try something different, basically. And I completely understand. And I think I understand because at this point I'm just so like out of energy and out of the fight that I'm just like, because I think people don't realize that about me. All the crying and the complaining and the questions and the arguing and the trying to figure shit out, that's the fight. That's the fight. That is truly my fighting spirit. Because I have to figure it out. And I know I do. but I really don't have it. So I just don't want to do what I usually do with people. And it's unfortunate that it's come to that type of interpretation of it, but hey, at least I got here. Yeah, those are my thoughts today. Because I've just yesterday I think I did good because like I had a plan. I was like, okay, well I was gonna do this today anyway. So fuck what the fuck going on. I don't have time for this to ruin my day. We'll address it tomorrow for real. I can't really think about this right now, but I have to think about it because I have to figure something out. And so all I can do is keep a smile on my face and hope that all of this work and all the prayer warriors and all of my prayers and cries and I gotta put a positive bow on it. I got to some kind of way. And I don't want to like shit already sucks. So if I'm finna die, I don't want to just sit here and think about the impending death, you know? I don't want to do that because I've done that for a long time and I'm tired of doing that. It's old and I need something different. I've been dealing with the same shit since I came into this world and I just want something different to come. So let me switch my shit up. Let me start with my motherfucking self. My life. I know how to make some terrible, broke down, bootleg, ugly shit look like, well, she had some brave hope or something for that. Somebody invested some time into that with her. Okay. So some gotta give, I guess. I just need to find that creative spirit because it's been kind of killed in me, to be honest with y'all. Like I still got it, but like just that excited, low key manic, just like, ooh, I got an idea type energy. I haven't felt that in a long time. Cause I just be like, it's not gonna matter. So I'm not even about to waste time doing this when I can try to figure out how to make some money. But you know, the unfortunate thing about that situation is the money comes if it comes when it's supposed to come. So you just gotta figure your shit out or die trying. What is that? I feel like I'm on a fucking highlighter. I'm trying to learn a lot of makeup. I'm just gonna kind of like flushed and even skin tone and a little natural. A little. I still like to get like a 20. Nobody's gonna take that away from me. Ever. Never, ever. You can brush my hair. I don't know if I want to film, if I want to go get some liquor. Like I'm trying to not feel like I just want to sit in the walls of my home. I don't want to be like that because who knows how much longer I have left here, what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen to my baby Lilith. So, yeah. Um, I might just like go get a little bottle and dance around the house a little, be cute. Maybe go somewhere later, taking the bus course to go dance. I don't know where to go dance at. It's the thing. I need to like find. I need to find somewhere to go. I haven't been dancing in so long. Nobody ever likes to do anything with me anymore because I'm going through a really rough time. So I guess I'm not that fun. um, I'm probably not a lot of time, and I have a lot of shit on my mind. Sorry, sorry. I might start drinking now. I really don't want beer, and I think you're supposed to drink liquor before beer to be in the clear. I think that's how the burn goes. But and I had breakfast. I had bread and avocado and bacon and shit. So my stomach should be doing all right. I need to stop. I have this bad nervous habit, especially when I'm in public. That's one of like I guess my STEM techniques that I use because I get very like hyper aware of being perceived by people just walking on the street. And I start to get self-conscious because I start to think about, I don't know, just like how does my face look right now? Am I looking like strange right now? And a lot of times I do because I'm making faces, not realizing it, or my jaw's clenched, I'm clenching my teeth, um, I'm biting my lips. I pick it like I'll pick the skin off my lips with my teeth. So yeah, my lips are going through it right. Well, my bottom lip is going through it right now. Top lip, gorgeous. Bottom lip, I'm trying to get her back right. I need a lip scrub. Matter of fact, I got some brown sugar. I'm gonna just make a lip scrub straight like that. I need some lashes, but like I'm trying to look fake natural, and I genuinely hate the way mascara makes my eyes feel. Like I can feel the glunky look on my eyes. I just don't like that. I don't like it one little bit. I do need to get a new like comb because the comb side of my eyebrow brush like just fell off piece by piece literally. I got these cute Sailor Moon makeup brushes from Amazon. I know y'all seen them. And they're so cute, but I hate them. And I still have not gotten more. That was like 2 years ago or something. It was too long. Did I see Halloween ends? I don't believe so. Let's watch this. I feel like I got like animal spirits in this apartment because I always just see little small balls of shadows scurrying across the floor. Maybe this will Lilith be, chasing around all the fucking time. Yes, I'm drinking that bad white wine. I'm really an alcoholic. And at this point, like nobody's gonna make me feel guilty about it because my drinking problem could be way worse. Number one. Um, I could really have serious health issues. I do, as much as I am an alcoholic, I do be like, all right, limit, bitch. Like you gotta chill. And life fucking sucks. Pick a vice and escape. Like what the fuck else you wanna do? Yo, what the fuck up is with DDD? Like, does Tommy really like him? Do they like discuss his trolling prior to and then post it? Because like, I need to understand what is the appeal? Because ain't no way a loser ass nigga like that is like that shit is annoying. But then again, she is young. But I think what Chloe is like, I see that terrible. Chloe is like what 23, so Holly's probably 20, 21. I get it, but damn, shit, goddamn. Why is he putting blue Jolly Ranchers in the barefoot wine? That is so gross. Y'all know that was he the tipsy bartender, whatever the fuck that crazy black guy. Y'all know him. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the mirror like it's the camera. But anyway, he's really flavoring the barefoot with the blue Jolly Ranchers, and like that is so corner store beer and wine mart type shit. Like it's giving me like the blue MD 2020 or some shit. Time because I actually have like a lot of media out there in the internet world. And even though I know nobody's paying attention, like I want to right this second, it's still out there in the internet, and we know how that goes. So like I try not to be so like because there's so much to be consumed, and one day I'm gonna have to answer to somebody for some of this shit. So somebody will ask. I just know it's not gonna be my daddy. So I'm fine with that. I was absolutely not gonna be my father because he knows better than to do that to himself. And I'm glad. Because mind your fucking business. I'm grown. You don't take care of me. You don't act like a daddy. So like mind your business. I don't care how old my daughter is. I'm a daddy. I am a daddy. Like that's daddy baby. Daddy, I do what you need to do. Like that's just how that's where I believe in gender roles comes in. You gotta be a daddy. All right. I understand. And when I say that, I do not mean sexually because I don't like calling niggas daddies. They don't be my daddies. So no, that's not my steez. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. You see how I just switched it up? People really be trying to be so blown, like, girl, you just be so down and sad. And then I get more down and sad in the person I'm trying to talk about it, and here your ass go, just being like, girl, shut up, girl, whatever. It's not this. Like, listen to me. Make me feel like I'm a person. Treat me with that basic human decency. God damn. I feel like sometimes the people in my life, because they're so used to me, and it's like muscle memory, that they be treating strangers or people that they don't even like that better than they treat me. And it be almost, I'm like, oh God, here this bitch go. And it's like, stop treating me like that. Like, listen to me right now. Don't compile everything I just said and your whole experience of knowing me or who Kenya was last year or last week. Because, bitch, I change regularly. Something that made me cry yesterday will not make me cry today. And that's just the type of person I am. I feel like because I am so emotionally expressive and I'm so true to how I feel in the moment, I'm able to easily let go of things. So yeah, I probably was crying about that yesterday, but I genuinely do not care today. And of course, that's not for every little thing. Like, it's situational. It depends on what it is. Depends on what's going on. I be wanting to change my hair color sometimes, but like my hair is thick and curly and coarse-ish, but it's really fine, low key. It's like medium fine. It's not super fine, but it's definitely fine. And it gets frizzy really easily and it's super soft. Braids slip out all the time. That's why I don't really do them like that, and I try not keep them in that long. I don't even know how I got on the subject of hair. Because I was talking about to change my hair color. Because when bitches be going through stuff, like that's how you know, like either she's losing her shit or she's trying to be on the mend when she do some shit to her hair. I need my glasses, but they fell behind my bed, and I don't feel like going that way right now. To be frank with the girls, I don't. I'll do a nice little sew in. It looks good. It looks good. With this cheap ass hair from Amazon. This month-old sew-in. Looks good. We did a little shampoo conditioner yesterday. Yeah. I'm trying to get into other social media apps. I'm trying to be more me. Because a part of that is really like, again, my way of being and me like figuring out my neurodivergent problems and discovering them later in life without really being able to get all of the right treatment. So just trying to like take advice and listen to other people who are being treated, who are going through similar things and try to like relate that to what I'm going through and kind of use that to find therapies and tricks of the trade to kind of like calm myself, help myself move through things in a productive way versus letting myself get worked up to the point that I go beyond and it's hard to bring myself back to a place of center. And I think that's another reason, like when I said that people have like muscle memory of me, they're not cognizant of that. They don't see me as someone who's struggling with a mental disability. They're like, okay, yeah, she has mental illness just like me. I'm depressed, I'm bipolar, I'm this, I'm that. I got problems in my life. You know, I tried to kill myself before. Um, Whatever. We're human beings. Everybody deals with life. Life comes with many problems, mental health problems, especially living in a racist, fucking capitalistic society, homophobic, all the phobias and isms. That's fucking America, literally. So, they don't see it in that way. And I guess I'm appreciative of that because I know how I am. And it pushes me to be more self reliant when I really would just like to kind of have that crutch. And I shouldn't call it a crutch because I mean, it's natural for people with issues to have that extra assistance and support. But that's just how that's how I'm socialized to think of things, I guess. So like just trying to boss up and push myself to be more self reliant and more independent or more emotionally what's the word? More reserved in my emotional reaction and responses until I've had time to process how I really feel. Because again, I can trigger my own self with the way I react to things, the type of like mentality and the path I can lead myself down if I get really worked up and amped up because that's not me. That's my I don't want to say lower self because I don't see it that way, especially in terms of mental disabilities. It's literally a disability. They're going to be debilitation and excuse me roadblocks along the way. So like I don't know how I want to word that. Because another thing that I'm really am working on is being kinder to myself, and I have to be very, 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 very careful of using learned language over the years, over the course of my lifetime, of what things are and what they aren't. And what I mean by that is like I will label things or critique myself and come for myself in a way that I've learned others will. And so sometimes I think in doing that before the next person can do it, I'm showing that, hey, you know, I'm not crazy, I'm not irrational. I'm able of being mature in a sound mind and holding myself accountable because I feel like I always have to prove to people, especially when I'm just venting and being emotional, that I'm not woe is me, that I'm not weak and hopeless, and I don't see myself that way. And I'm not, you know, whatever. Like, I know that something can be done, and I know I can get through this, but things get blurred for me when I'm aware of that and I'm just expressing how I feel. And then I feel as though I'm being told things that are not really relative to what I'm talking about, but have to do with my reaction to things, my response to things, my um, mentality and approach to things. And in a way, I appreciate it because it does help me to reevaluate myself and catch myself when I am not honoring myself or not responding in a way that's really productive for what the fuck it is that is happening in that moment or what it is that I'm dealing with. But I also have to be mindful of not letting that be in the forefront so much to the point that I don't honor my feelings and I'm not being kind to myself. And that's a hard thing to balance for me because again, everything goes back to kind of trying to like alter my behavior and the way that I express myself to other people because I don't want things to be misinterpreted. And then it comes out to a way that, oh, well, you're being fake and it's like, no, I'm not. I don't know how to be anybody but me. I don't know how to properly emulate the next person. Like it never works out. And if you know me, you know that. But what I do have a problem with, and a lot of people who deal with autism deal with, that's something that I've learned and it's made me feel more understood and seen. And it's helped me to actually find better ways to respond when I'm feeling that way or attempt to find better ways because I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But it's just, understanding within myself and having that, oh, okay, this all makes sense now. That like I'm not being that way. I'm literally like, I feel like an alien. And the people are like, well, everybody's different. Like, please be quiet. I know everybody feels different. I know everybody feels weird. I know everybody feels strange, but clearly everybody does not feel like this. Because if everybody felt like this, they would have the same response, same reactions, and they would understand what the fuck it is that I'm saying at this point in time. Everybody does not. So the point still stands that I feel weird. I feel alien. And in that meaning, like, nobody wants to be alive in a world where we thrive off of, and literally, it's not like, we push individualism too fucking much, but that's another discussion for another day. This is mental health talk, I guess. I don't know, because I did see, and I ramble a lot. Sorry, but I usually come back to a point that I trailed off from. I'm trying to get more into different social medias because Instagram is just not a place where I feel served. And I think I was touching on this earlier because that's what I really was trying to get. Like I have to honor myself. And I have to be more cognizant about the spaces that I put myself in. Like if I know that I'm not really cared for or not really a factor in a certain space, like I don't need to be there. And it's not, oh, woe is me or everybody needs to like me. It's just I've never really had that in my life. And I need to build myself up because it's my responsibility now. I'm about to be a 30-year-old woman. And I'm a late bloomer in a lot of things and I want to do it right. So I have to start with making sure that my environment is conducive to the mentality that I'm trying to build for myself. And if I'm trying to build something, it's going to be even more difficult on top of my issues. If I'm in an environment that's not nurturing that change. So yeah. I want to try different social medias. I want to get more into YouTube. I want to see, how that goes. Like really organically just get in with y'all and just be myself. I like to talk a lot. I see I've been on here for how long I've been on here, but I know it's been like an hour or more. And I want to do, like, I like to ramble and talk about random shit. I like to express myself. I like to have an opinion about things. I'm not like obsessed with other people or celebrity crazy or any of that shit, but pop culture is interesting. Sometimes I have a fucking opinion and I like to talk about it. Sometimes I get passionate about things that people are like, does that really matter? Because I feel like it relates to stuff that actually does matter to me and life in general and my community or my people or my family or whatever the fuck. So yeah, like I like to talk shit. I like to talk my mouth. I want to be more me so that I'm able to actually connect with people genuinely versus attracting people who really could give a fuck about what I do and what I have to say, because I've gotten to the point through all of the learned behavior and the trauma and shit, I've gotten to a point where I've convinced myself that like nobody cares, nobody wants to hear it, no one's going to pay attention. So I just don't need to take the time. When in reality, I just need to honor my true self and the rest will follow. So instead of trying to make myself fit in spaces where I'm not necessarily a factor or I don't feel like I'm being received the way I would like to, I'm just going to embrace what is authentically me and allow what resonates with that to come. And I haven't really done that. It's been a really hard lesson to figure out. And I know people are like, huh? What, bitch? I just found out at 28 that I had ADHD. I just realized at 26, 27 that I had ADHD. I just got back on antidepressants after literally not having fuck all treatment of major depressive disorder and anxiety since 2008, which probably had nothing to do with actual depression and anxiety, but was all induced and provoked by untreated ADHD and fucking autism. Like, always being accused of having an attitude, always being accused of being rude, always being accused of so many things for just being myself, but then also not being respected as an individual, because people just really could not relate to my way of being or how I felt. My boundaries being crossed, and then me kind of feeling like, well, I have to adhere to others just to be accepted because I'm so different and so misunderstood that there is no acceptance for the way that I do things. There is no patience or tolerance for the way that I am. And so, yeah, now knowing, like, that's why knowledge is power. Knowing what the fuck the issue is was the first step. And now I have so many new skills that may not be necessarily obvious to anybody outside of myself, unless you like really tune the fuck in. And people live their own day-to-day lives and deal with shit. So I don't expect you to really notice all the little small nuances and stuff of the inflections of my voice when I speak about certain things, or just the tone of the message versus last year and today. Like, I don't expect people necessarily to pay attention to all of that, but I notice it. And all of that was acquired simply from just realizing what the fuck the issue was and being able to, again, listen to other people's stories, listen to other people who deal with the same shit and how they deal with it, how they got treated or whatever, especially because I don't have the luxury of dealing with that. And a lot of people are so disgusting for self-diagnosis, but I would have never been so comfortable with my self-diagnosis of autism if I was not in the midst of therapy and treatment for other things where I was able to talk and express myself and ask questions. So even though they were not necessarily the right people to be like, yes, this is for sure the problem, or give me that piece of paper that says, yes, you're officially diagnosed. They're still in the profession where they're able to tell me like, yeah, my professional opinion, that sounds about right. Dealing with you, knowing you, talking to you, working with you, treating you, helping you come up with tools and practices, the reason behind why you do things you do, you feel the way that you do, process information the way that you do. Yeah, So I get kind of disgusted when people are so I'm really autistic. Like, good for you. You have fucking money, bitch. You have insurance. You have parents that give a fuck about taking care of their child's mental health, their physical health, on top of paying bills, getting them to school, and clothing them. Like, as much as I want to be like, yeah, my daddy should have did, I also know that a lot of it is systemic. He was a single father. My mother was dead. My mother's side of the family was, like, yeah, we want to be involved, and yeah, that's our niece, and we feel like we now have to take this place in her life, but also she has a dad, so he got it. And it wasn't like that. Like, I had a village, but everybody kind of felt like, well, they should be taking care of this, and they should be taking care of that. And well, if I don't do this, I know somebody else got it. So, but nobody was communicating. Nobody was planning or being a team. Nobody had any real like structure for me in my life.